Can we use one single rum to make a Mai Tai worthy of making time and time again? That's what we're about to find out in this video. Can any of these do this justice? If you want to make a really decent Mai Tai on a budget, you'll want to know if we can just use one single rum instead of the traditional 3 or 4 rum blend. So I'm going to put these 3 rums to the test alongside a few others. Now, why would you want to use just one rum over, say, 3 or 4? Traditionally, we would use 3 or 4 in a rum blend for a Mai Tai, but why would you just want to use just one? Well, if you're on a budget, those 4 rums could cost you well over £100. And actually, if you're going to use Kevin Crossman's recipe as the benchmark, then these 4 rums in his rum blend are going to cost you, today's price, are going to cost you £153.88. And that's non-trade price on Master of Malt in the UK. Now, granted, for a lot of you that have love tiki cocktails, there's a fair chance you're going to have these rums, or at least 2 of these rums. But if you want to make a really, and I mean, this is fantastic, if you want to make this, £153.88, that's a lot of money to shell out on rum for one cocktail. And for the uninitiated about Kevin Crossman, you don't know who he is the guy that has dedicated years and years and years on his quest to find the ultimate Mai Tai. And I'll whack a link to his website below in the description. But I know a lot of you guys in my audience are new to rum, you're just getting into rum, and quite frankly, spending 153 quid on trying to recreate that is a hell of a lot of money. So can we make something close to that using one rum? So let's make Kevin Crossman's Mai Tai for a quick second. Let's dive into it. This will be virtually identical to his, except for the Orgeat. I've got brown sugar, I've got lime juice. I'm actually going to use the little sample that Claire sent me, Enchanted Claire, the Pierre Ferrand dry orange curacao. I'm going to use this for all of these Mai Tais, but let's just quickly dive into it. So 7.5 ml of brown sugar syrup, or Demerara or whatever. 15 ml of your Orgeat, there we go, 1.5. 30 ml of freshly squeezed lime juice. I've got the wrong end here. That's 20 ml, sorry, and 10. There we go. UK jigger. So we've got 30 ml of that, and then it's 15 ml, 1.5. This looks like lighter fluid. 1.5 of Pierre Ferrand dry orange curacao. And now I'll move on to the rums. Now, these 4 blends, you know what? I'm actually quite impressed by this. There is a bit of a shock though for me by one of them. So basically these are equal amounts, 60 ml in total, 15 ml. So Appleton 12-year-old, fantastic shout. We are not going to argue with that. So 15 ml of Appleton 12. The next one we'll go for is the Smith & Cross. Again, great shout. 15 ml of that. Lovely sort of blend of Jamaican rum. Next up, we'll go for the rum for me that makes this blend. And this is the OFTD. Oh, flipping Nora, that's delicious. 15 ml of that. Again, I'm not going to argue with that. And to be fair, I'm not going to argue with the Xaymaca. I can't. It's a blend. It's a fantastic Mai Tai. It really is. I'm just a little bit shocked by the Xaymaca inclusion, because it's not the best Jamaican rum out there. It's a great Jamaican rum, but it's not the best Jamaican rum in its class. So I'm a little bit kind of shocked by its inclusion, but the blend does really work. So we're going for 15 ml of the Xaymaca. There. And then I'm just going to throw a couple of agitator cubes in there, crushed ice, and I'm just going to flash blend this for sort of 5-6 seconds, that's all. And there we have it. I've just, as I say, just quickly flash blend, shake and dump, and mint garnish. Apologies for the lime shell. I've got a load of wedges left over from last night, so I'm just using a wedge purely for aesthetics on the video. Now, tasting this, it is absolutely first grade, and I dare say all 4 of those rums play a massive part in that. It was just, as I say, the initial shock of seeing Xaymaca in the blend kind of threw me a little bit the first time I saw this years ago. But I can't argue with it. Is that the best Mai Tai I've ever had? I tell you what, that's pretty damn close, if not the best. And it is actually quite interesting, because what I get, I can pick out the Smith & Cross. I can 100% pick out the Smith & Cross. I can 100% pick out the OFTD. That is there. I do get shades of the Appleton 12. That sort of the aftertaste is Appleton 12. It is that Xaymaca that obviously adds to the blend. I should try this without the Xaymaca, to be fair, but adds to the blends. But there's some, you know, this whole drink creation of those 4 parts is phenomenal. Now let's be honest here for a second. There is obviously no direct replacement for the original rums that Trader Vic used. There is no Ray and Nephew 17-year-old, because that went just like that. There is no Ray and Nephew 15-year-old. Hence, you see all these blends on websites, on tiki bars and all that, and Kevin Crossman, you know, you see all these blends because they are trying to mimic the Ray and Nephew 15 or the Ray and Nephew 17. We have to use blends of rums to try and get even remotely close to that original recipe. However, the one thing we can agree on is that the Ray and Nephew 15 and 17 were a darker Jamaican rum. There was no blend. I mean, let's be honest, I've seen people go on about how there was agricole and all that. There's no blend at all in the original recipe. It was just Ray and Nephew 15 or Ray and Nephew 17. So we have to use various rums to recreate a blend to try and even get close. Now, let me just walk you through very quickly what I've done here. The whole premise is rums behind the bar. You know my channel is all about rums under £50. We know the original Mai Tai is essentially a Jamaican, a dark rum. So, can any of these rums replicate or even get close to what I'm going to call is the benchmark, Kevin Crossman's? Can any of these do this justice? Now, before I go any further, I should have asked what you guys what would be your automatic choice? What one rum would you use in a Mai Tai? Make sure you pop that in the comments below. Have you done this experiment? I want to hear from you. So I've got 13 rums here. I'm going to talk you through these because you'll recognise these, but I'll quickly talk about those in a second. I've blended up my Mai Tai kind of mix, if you like, my Demerara, my Orgeat. I've blended that, included the orange liqueur in there, bottle kill virtually on the Pierre Ferrand that Claire sent me. Thank you, Claire. And whatever else is missing, the lime juice in there. So I've blended that up. So I've got a consistent kind of measurement there. And just to kind of keep you in the loop, I've kind of divided it down. So what I've got is 30 ml of rum to 33.75 ml of Mai Tai mix. It's actually probably closer to 34. But that's as close, as near as damn it as I can get to the blend of that, or ratio, I should say. And what you might not be able to see is that I've even done all the crushed ice. So we've got 13 samples here, all with the crushed ice, all done to try and mimic that. So as I say, the rums down this end, they don't need too much of an introduction. We've already used these four. Do they stand up on their own to make it a decent Mai Tai? I've added Appleton 8 into the mix. Worthy Part, I've got high hopes for that. Worthy Part 109. The two rum, these are all Worthy Part rums. So we've got the Rum Bar Gold. I did bother with the silver, but went Rum Bar Overproof. But down this end are the blends. Now, my rule for the blends, they have to have Jamaican rum in them. So if you're thinking where are the two other obvious blends I've got behind here, the Lovers and the Aribada and that, there's no Jamaican rum in those. And just for full disclosure, I haven't included Lost Year's Navy Strength in here. It is a blend of Jamaica and Barbados, but I have previously made a Mai Tai with this before. It is fantastic. But I know that I probably wouldn't use it in a Mai Tai, whereas I haven't really done a Mai Tai on its own with these. So very quick guided tour. The two boutique rum company rums here, both Jamaica at the base. The white, the signature blend number 1 is Martinique. The signature blend number 2 is Guyana. Then we move on to Black Tot, one of my favourite rums, and absolutely adore Black Tot. Jamaica, Barbados and Guyana in there as well. However, Jamaica, from what I remember, Jamaica is the minority blend in this. And then especially for you guys outside the UK that will definitely won't be able to get hold of the Lost Years, but we'll struggle to even see the Forza as well. I have to refer to my notes what this is. The Lost Years, this is a blend of 4 rums, and I always forget the 4th one. This is Jamaica, Barbados, Guadeloupe, and the Dominican Republic. And the Forza, this is a blend of 5 rums, Barbados, Guyana, Guatemala, Jamaica, and Venezuela. Now, off camera, I've been tasting these over the last sort of 15-20 minutes, coming back and out. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to whittle these down very, very quickly for you. Get rid of the ones that I don't really rate. And that's not to say that I don't like them. I just don't think they come even remotely close to replicating this. So nice and easily, the first 3 I'm discarding are right there. The Rum Bar Gold, the Rum Bar Overproof, and the boutique Xaymaca and Guadeloupe. Quite simply, the Rum Bar Gold offers me nothing. Comparing it to the Xaymaca, it's not even in the same ballpark. There is too much high estery going on in there for the Rum Bar Overproof. And while that is a lovely, refreshing drink, it reminds me more of kind of like a daiquiri than it does a Mai Tai. So those 3 have gone. Now, the next 3 rums I'm going to discard, probably an unpopular choice, 2 of them, but quite frankly, I don't think they offer on their own anything to the Mai Tai. And that is the 2 Appletons on their own. I'm not a huge fan of that. And the Forza. The Forza it's got a bit of depth of character or some layers into it, but hasn't got the depth of character that I want from a Mai Tai. So they're the next three to go, the two Appletons and the Forza. Now at this point, I just want to make it crystal clear that I really like these 7. They are fantastic. If you serve those up to me, I would enjoy them. But remember, the whole point of this exercise is to try and get some sort of complexity into the rum to kind of mimic or kind of recreate Kevin Crossman's Ultimate, which we can sort of assume that it's like as near as damn it we can get to the original. So on that basis, the next 2 I'm going to eliminate are the Lost Years and the Boutique. Look, these are lovely. They are just a little bit too light. And again, put me more towards the daiquiri vibes than the kind of Mai Tai vibes. I want a little bit deeper or a little bit more complex flavour. These are lovely, and if you like the lighter style of Mai Tai, these are fantastic, but these 5 are better. Now it's at this point where I'm going to bow out because I can't split these 5. I can't give you a definitive kind of this is the best, because all 5 of these give you a very, and I mean a very, I'm capitalising the very, a very different taste experience. And I do not like one enough to kind of discount the other 4. They are exquisite. I absolutely love them. Do they come close to Kevin Crossman's blend of 4? No. Let's be honest, they're not. We knew that because that's 4 different rums giving you lots of different things. But it's a Mai Tai with that undercurrent of Jamaican vibes going on, with the kind of richness, the darkness of a dark Jamaican kind of rum going on. These 5 are delicious. And I'll be completely honest with you, I'd written these 2 off. I'd absolutely not given them a glimmer of hope, because I'm not a huge fan of the rums in their own right. And this is probably where I need to offer Kevin an apology for that. Well, not an apology as such, but yeah, sorry, Kevin. But, you know, or I should never have doubted Kevin. There we go. Because that Xaymaca on its own, while I don't rate it as an out-and-out rum, I tell you what, this Mai Tai on its own, this is all shades of different complexities going on. It hasn't got the darkness, the depth that I kind of want, but it is a lot more deeper and richer in flavour than all of those I've discounted. And then the Smith & Cross. Do you know what I'm starting to get? From this one cocktail, I'm starting to get what people see in this rum. Because I've never really rated it for too much else. But as a standalone rum, in this cocktail, the Mai Tai, I tell you what, that's pretty damn good. And then when we come to the black top, okay, it's not the Jamaican rum that comes through in that. It is the Guyana, and it is the sort of, I'm going to say El Dorado, it is the DDL rum that sort of comes through in that and gives it that richness. But there is just something about it, because it is layered, because it is a complex rum. There is just something about it that offers something fun and just different tastes bouncing off you around in your mouth. And then that leaves me with these 2. And these are completely in the opposite end of the spectrums to what these 3 are, to be fair. These 2 have got shades of that, but these 2, you know, I love the Worthy Park Mai Tai. I love the OFTD Mai Tai. That is a bit probably too much on steroids. If I was going to be making that properly, what I should have done was, instead of 30ml of rum, is maybe cut that back to 20ml of rum and balance it out that way, because it's not the strength, it's just the oomph in flavour. It's too much oomph in flavour, but it's a lovely oomph in flavour. But I do love that Worthy, that 109. And I'm genuinely trying to give you one rum here that I would recommend, and I don't think I can. I don't think I can. I think it's completely shocked me, these 2. Massively shocked me, the Xaymaca. But for me personally, you cut that back in alcohol just very, very slightly. But I would personally recommend any of those 5 for a Mai Tai on a budget where you just use one rum. Now, if you're loving this Mai Tai mini-series, make sure you check out that video right there, because that's another video that will really help you kind of discover this awesome. It is the rum. It is the cocktail for rum.